Welcome to Say a Word About This. This is Dr. Lauren Dew. I'm so glad you could join me today. We're doing a simulcast with Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. So, welcome to my YouTube listeners and viewers, as well as the listeners on Blog Talk Radio. Now, those of you on YouTube, if you've not had a chance to check out the various programs we have done on Blog Talk Radio, I'm going to say this real slow. Go and check it out. It's in our notes, program notes as well. But it's simply blogtalkradio.com/dr-due. Another beautiful day. The overcast here in Colorado has burnt off, and sun's out. And thank God for this day. So many can't say that they're not. They're already gone before the day's out. But here we are, yet able to say thank you, yet able to praise Him, yet able to share this work that we have to do with you. Oh, we had just a wonderful time, saying this also to you YouTube listeners, on last evening with our Prayer with the Prophets program with my wife, Prophetess Argina. You get a chance, you might check that out. It was just, we couldn't have scripted that program, couldn't even put it together. It flowed, and God was in the midst. And so we do these things to the glory of God, and because we know there are people who are blessed by it and are just set free, and just transformations occurring in their life. We're so happy. Now, I must say this, have been doing this Blog Talk Radio's YouTube simulcast now for a few weeks, and I am so excited to say that we had several people to send us notes, but someone to actually send a note and desire some further information. It gives me encouragement to know that somebody, you, are looking at these programs, listening to them, and are being helped, are being, something's happening that is triggering in you to ask questions, to look at where you are, where you're going, and just all the neat things that a spiritual program should do. And we got the neatest question on masturbation. We started that whole thing on masturbation liberation, and there's more to come. But really the bottom line is we were to expose the lies that have been told by some in the church and in the medical field about what masturbation does. And I really wanted to get at those in the church that added to the fear. There's already fear in the world, but added to the fear of people and the stuff they told people, and they took the Bible out of its context. And so we really did that because the Bible doesn't really say anything about it. I mean, you can go from Genesis to Revelation. Now, we have some good information Dr. Raymond Lloyd has provided, and we're going to make that available. And I'm just believing that one day soon we'll be able to either get him on a program or something, get him to call in. But we have an incredible presentation as to how, an alternate way of how to deal with that. But I'm just thankful that it's getting people thinking, and I want people to come out of the condemnation from what they say Onan did, and how they blamed and said God killed Onan because he was masturbating, and that was of course a lie, out and out lie. And so just as they told the tale on the Apostle Paul, that in the fifth chapter of Ephesians, that Paul said, don't talk about it. Let's be all hush hush. Shh. Well, that's my book, my first book. Shh. Don't say a word about this. That's where I got that from. The Lord put that in my spirit because Paul said, when he said, don't let this be mentioned among you. And, they've gotten all hush hush. And welcome to those of you out there listening. And I noticed that Dr. Cohen is in our midst. I'm so glad to have her here and others. We just welcome you because, we're here for the glory of God and to share the truths of the Word. Most of it I'm going to just read to you. I do make some comments, but if you can read, you will see. It's right there. I'm not sharing anything that is not there that you can't read, or that's mystical or spooky pooky or any of that other nonsense. This is relative realism from the Word of the living God. And it's to bless you so that you, should you desire and should you choose, should you make the choice, can have the walk. Because remember, our bodies are not us. It ain't us. I'm going to use the word ain't so you can get real clear. It ain't us. The real you is your spirit that you can't see. Your spirit that is like God's spirit. It's invisible, but it's more real than this body. And your spirit, because see, we are mind, soul, body, and spirit. Body, soul, mind, the primary is the spirit. That's the real you. And when your spirit is at peace, then the rest of you will come to peace. If you tell the body, hey, you follow the spirit, I don't follow you. Because see, the Word, all the things that God sends, He speaks to our spirit. He doesn't speak to our body. We have the responsibility in saying a word about it. We talk to our body. We take control of our body. We bring our body in alignment. So, the first book, it's available. You got to go get a chance. Go to drdue.com. Real simple. DRDUE.com. And check that out. And then the new book, Teddy Bear Stolen Innocence. I'm so excited. The publishers now have the book. It's being uploaded to all of the various formats for the ebook. So you can go and get Teddy Bear Stolen Innocence in the format for ebook. That should be very soon, and it'll be on our website, incest in blackamerica.com. Or you'll be able to go to your various ways of getting a book, Amazon, etc., and pull it down. It'll be there. And then they're working now to finish up the complete formatting, because that's what's been the holdup. The formatting. The book's been finished for weeks now. The formatting, so that we can actually, some of us like to have a real book in our hand. I know I do. And I like to mark it up and make notes. And so the formatting for the real book, to have that in your hand. So we're excited. Now, since we're doing this simulcast, I want to say I'm very much involved in wanting to eradicate sexual abuse for children. But before we can get to that point of eradicating it, we've got to get people to realize, to recognize, and acknowledge there is a crisis in this country. There is an epidemic in this country with regard to sexual abuse. Children, I'm going to read some headlines here in a minute. Should I get to you? And so it's real. I want to say this, so on Twitter, they had the neatest thing. I was sharing that, I think, I can't remember if it was Sunday or whatever, but they had this thing going on Twitter where they're saying they want sexual abuse people to give a day of their, just a tweet a day. It's asking to expose, to confront, to reveal sexual abuse, to get people realizing it's real. It's happening just as we're on the air now. Something that 1 in 4 for women, that 1 in 6 for men, it's happening. And so it's something that's going on. That's why I play that song every time we start the program. It's happening all the time. So now listen to this. in terms of just today, I'm picking up alerts. I remember I have all these alerts. Here's an alert: a former teacher gets prison term for sex abuse. Here's a teacher in the Chicago area. Warren Jeffs was put away for life for having sex with underage girls. I guess because he was because his religion or his faith or whatever you call it said it's okay to have sex, have multiple wives. They took it too far. And remember I said, watch out in your state for the laws where they're trying to get the laws of accountability. They're trying to get those laws of consent down. I think most states it's about 16. There are folks that want to get that consent down to 15, 14, 13, 12 even. Then I posted something on Twitter just yesterday. Some 19-year-old was having sex with a 12-year-old, and the grandmother found the note in the young girl's her little diary, and then reported it to the police. And it just goes on. But remember, I said, parents, you need to know what your children, your young people are doing. Know what's happening on the internet. Know what they're doing when they get in various sites, and work with them. Don't come at them, you're ready to kill them and all that. No, come at them with love and with understanding, and embrace them so that you can win them over rather than push them further away. Because if you don't have a relationship with them and you come at them, you've lost them, and they're going to go on off, and they're going to fall off the cliff. And part of it, I believe, is your fault as a parent. That's the one thing I'm just firm. Parents need to deal with their young people and don't back down. Have that talk when they come to an age of time. I had my talk with my son, my daughter, 12. Sit them down. Maybe 11 in some places, because knowledge is flowing so freely. But when they start talking, you talk to them about everything. And if you don't say a word about this, it's an excellent tool so you can sit down and talk to them intelligently and be able to converse and commune with them, so that you're dealing with very tough issues, but they need to be dealt with. Because if you don't talk to them, they're sure going to talk to and get it at school or from their buddies. An ex-teacher pleads guilty to sexual abuse on 2 Lake Zurich students. 7 women accuse an anesthesiologist accuse him he was having sex with them while he put them out and messing with them while they were there in the operating table. Another case, a fireman committed suicide because he was having sex with all the females in his family. So they were right. They said they were investigating him. They almost were ready to make the arrest, and he went ahead and got out of here before he got exposed. But now he's really exposed for being a suicidal person and for his sexual abuse and all the other stuff that was going on that comes out. Because remember, it's going to get exposed one way or the other, sooner or later. And this is to you perpetrators and to you victims, soon to be victors. And perpetrators, you can be victors as well, by being transformed, by being changed, by ceasing to do what you do. Another woman in Oregon accused another doctor of rape, sexual abuse. He drugged her. Another doctor. Oh my goodness. Here's a trial continuing for sexual abuse in Charles City. There's just these stories. Well, of course, we talked about the polygamous. And then we have a Kentucky minister has been charged with sexually abusing a child. This 50-year-old preacher was messing with this young girl. It goes on. I mean, I could just read on, and I know my YouTube is going to cease. But come join us, you YouTubers. Come ask the questions. Come to live conversations and say a word about this. Get involved, because it's real. And if you know someone that needs this, share it with them. Get it to them some way. Hint to them. And teddy bear stolen innocence is going to be, as some young people say, I think they use the term off the hook or off the chain, or it's something like that. But I'm telling you, from what the reviews we're getting from those that have had a chance to read it already, it's like, wow, that